Love her. And Sri Mata. It's an Indian girl, or woman, I guess. She's in her 60s now. But they call her, she's a spiritual advisor, but they call her the hugging saint because she has hugged over, well, I don't think they can count anymore, but it's well over 1 million people. She does her spiritual talk in front of all these people that come to see her, and then after that she waits until every last one of her audience gets a chance to hug her, and that can last all night long, believe me. So anyway, she's dubbed the hugging saint, Sri Mata. And Daffy Duck. And this is the big oil spill out on the Gulf of Mexico. And there was a thing on the news for months. And this is sort of the graphic or the coloring of that special oil that was coming out. It was a reddish orange color oil that was coming to the surface. And so I painted it. And go Texans, Texas football team. This is a painting. I gave it to my son. He lives in Arizona, but he was brought up a Texan. So, Maria Muldaur, Midnight at the Oasis. That's about the time that this painting was done in her career. The flower in the hair. Bob Dylan. And of course everybody knows this guy, King of Rock. Marilyn Monroe. As you can see, I spent a lot of time doing high contrast. It was really inspiring and satisfying. I really liked it a lot. I don't know. I don't remember if this is actually a painting or if it's magic mark or Sharpie. I don't remember. And these are two of my most favorite people on earth. My cousin John and his wife Damaris. Not an excellent picture, but this is a pencil drawing of Linda Ronstadt. And this is another magic marker with pastels. John Lennon, the early days. Ronald Reagan. Another self-portrait. I use this on my social media for a long time. I think this is marker. This is my number one son, Andrew. The loser, Hillary Clinton. That's a pencil drawing of her. During the campaign, I had somebody ask me if they could take this image that I did and use it for a t-shirt. And I said, under one condition, that I get a free t-shirt after it's done. And it was agreed, but I never saw a shirt, so I don't know if it was made into a shirt. And this is The Man in Black, Johnny Cash. This is an acrylic painting. I think I took this picture of it before I was done, because actually I did it in color. There's some blues and flesh tones in it, and I don't have a picture of it all done, but this was halfway done. I just got the high contrast in there with the acrylic, but it is a pretty big painting. And this is a marker drawing of Neil Young, Oh to Live on Sugar Mountain. And Karen Ann. This is pencil and maybe charcoal, I'm not sure. Maybe it's just charcoal. Yeah. Her new album came out, and this picture was on that. I really liked it a lot, so I did it. And this is a pencil drawing of my friend's son and at the time fiance. So since they've been married, since this drawing, they got married. Yeah. Okay, and so to continue on, this is a colored pencil drawing of a lighthouse up in New York State, upstate New York. The photograph of it is kind of a little bit blurry, but anyway, that's that. This is a fairly large acrylic painting on canvas that I did of the Beatles. Some gal from Southern California purchased it from me. This is my second son, Christopher. He gave this to his wife. She wanted it. She liked it. My very good friend, Kathy Garcia, a true friend. In the mood of contemplation. She's a thinker. There's Rolling Stones. I don't know what this is from, but I liked it, and it's marker on paper, black and red marker on paper. This is a charcoal of John and Yoko Ono. And I was commissioned by a gal to do some horses. And so I did 3 of them. This here, I think of this as being the father and the son. The father and the son here. And this one, I think of being the mother and the daughter. I don't know why, I just make this stuff up. So. And then the third one is, I think, the grandparents looking on, making sure that the family's doing okay. They look proud, don't they? And I did, my friend Robert was renting a house that he had, and he asked me to do a sign for him, so I did. And that's that. And this is a drawing of my mom. This is another portrait. Love doing portraits. This is pencil. This is another pencil, the lovely Cleophas. Not sure she really liked it a lot, but I loved it. This is my electrical sunflower. call it electrical because it's different colors and it seems to pop up and look, it's plugged into something. This is my best friend, Doug, who's passed, and his sister. And she asked me to do a picture of him, and I did a picture of both of them because I thought that was cool. And so she has them. Very good. I enjoy doing that. This is another abstract that I did. Another abstract drawing for a flower. Oh, I think that's the way it goes, like that. And more abstract drawings of flowers, like that, yeah. Okay. And, oh, Alice Cooper. Gave that one to my son. This is charcoal also. Did this one in charcoal. Let's see, I like doing portraits. This is Jimi Hendrix. A real cool picture. This is a painting, acrylics. Photograph looks like it's brown, but it's actually purple on yellow. And more Beatles. Here's Paul McCartney smoking a cigarette. A lot of them are smoking cigarettes. And I did it, Paul. This is a set of 4 that I did with John Lennon and George Harrison and Ringo Starr. It's a set of 4 oil pastel paintings. Not pastel, but acrylic paintings. They're all the same size. I really liked it. Done well. There's another one of Paul smoking. This is another painting. They're all paintings here. Of those. Very well done. Another abstract of Paul McCartney. Oh, this is September Morning. This is, my mother really liked this one, so I gave it to her. Black and white acrylic on canvas. And this is another acrylic painting. I don't know, it's abstract. I don't know what its title is on it, but I don't have it anymore. But I don't know. There's another one. Another acrylic painting. Another sunset. Birds waiting, just resting, waiting to go someplace else. And my ladybug. Fairly substantial piece. This is a pretty big piece. For an elk. I don't know where he is, but another sunset. This could very well be someplace in the Philippines. But nothing I know of. This could be in the Philippines too. Very nice. Another sunset. Actually, I think this is morning. People out for a jog. Early morning. Still nice and cool. Got a couple of butterflies that I did. This is a very cold, cold morning. This is acrylic on canvas. And this is Cat Power. Jane Marshall, I think her name is, yeah, Jane Marshall. She goes by Cat Power. And I think she's writing a song here. And this is another painting I did called Romance. Kind of like an old musical style. Singing under the tree. Dressed in formal wear. Okay. And this is one of my favorites. This is, I don't even think I have a title for it. But, yeah. Remind me of a poem that I read, and that's what that was all about. It can be so lonely, but not too long ago, everything was different, not so cold, everything was flourishing, but now there's nothing left, things are leaving, something, it's a little bit more desolate. And maybe it's just time to be reflecting on what has happened and what's to come. I just really like this. This is another sunrise, I think, or sunset. These are all paintings on canvas. This is these are two paintings that I did. Yeah, I tried to get the background of the sky with some clouds in it, and then went over it with black for the high contrast. I think it came out effective. And this is called Searching. High contrast. This is one of the first paintings I did when I moved into one of my new apartments. One of the things that I did was paint, and it's called New Beginning, Fresh Start, or something like that. I don't remember. It's probably written on here someplace. But yeah, I really like that. Another portrait of high contrast on pink. Maria Moldauer, high contrast painting. My Cleophas, oil painting, smiling as usual. My birds in the trees again. This is the desert sunset. Nice painting. I've used a palette knife to do most of that. First time I tried that. It's another one of that same style. Out in the desert. Must have been thinking about my son out in Arizona. Yeah. Emerging woman. Got a woman coming out of darkness and hot, going out to a new world of cool and blue. This is Samantha, her eyes anyway. And another portrait of John Lennon. This was interesting. I was at a fair, and there were some sort of a game that they had there, and for prizes they had these stuffed clownfish. And what I really liked about it was that they were all set up just like this, trying to entice you to come play and win one of these things. So I painted it. It was kind of cute. That's why they look like they have smiles on their faces, because they're really kind of like cartoons. And this, of course, is Steppenwolf. All paintings. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. That's what I've been doing for the last few decades, and once I move, I think I'll start painting some more. There's a little lull right now since I moved to the Philippines, but we'll continue on later, just getting settled here, and in April or May, I should begin new paintings or new drawings and so forth. So watch for them. Thanks for watching, and peace.